Now, you can't do a show about money without mentioning the richest family on earth, the Rothschilds. But the problem is when you mention the Rothschilds, often people go, that's the conspiracy theory. And nobody wants to be conspiracy guy. Right? That guy at home in his mother's basement thinks it's an Armageddon shelter. 9/11, was it an inside job? What about the other tower, World Trade Tower number 7? It fell down, it wasn't even hit by a plane. How did it fall down if it wasn't hit by a plane? And the BBC reported before it fell down. How do they know? Intuition? Where was their intuition with their own employee, Jimmy Savile? When another employee said that she was abused, they said, shut your mouth, which is the exactly opposite of what that pervert said. But it wasn't just the towers, it was the boat too. They sunk the Titanic. JP Morgan got off the boat on the 11th hour. It wasn't the Titanic, it was the sister ship, the Olympic. They switched the boats. And you can see the letters on YouTube. MP. They're not in Titanic. They killed Leonardo DiCaprio. It was the greatest switch of all time. Except for when they switched Paul McCartney with the fake Paul McCartney, Fall McCartney. Because the real Paul McCartney died in a car crash in 1966. They even sang about it. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed. They had to kill John and George. But they didn't bother with Ringo. Nobody believed him. But they also kill Michael Jackson. They killed Michael Jackson, the king of pop, just because he wanted to make the world a better place. For you and for me. You and for me. And not just the king of pop, they killed Prince too, because he talked about chemtrails, live on television, sodium, barium, strontium, aluminium dropping from clouds, from planes on top of people, keeping them stupid and dumb. And we know it's real because before chemtrails, there was no X Factor. And the only way to protect yourself was with tinfoil hats. But tinfoil hats, they're made from aluminium. How can you protect yourself from aluminium with aluminium? The Americans call it aluminum. Illuminati hats. Now I know the real meaning of purple rain. But don't let it get you down, because every cloud has a silver lining. Aluminium lining. Sneaky governments with their sneaky agreements like TTIP, or their sneaky operations like Operation Paperclip, where they took 1,500 Nazis after the war, they brought them over to America to work for the American government, and they called it Operation Paperclip, because if you think about it, that's kind of like a folded up swastika. Operation Northwood, where they were going to blow up a bus of American people and blame it on the Cubans so they could start a war, a false flag. But if you think about it, there's a lot of false flags. Yeah, like the one on the moon. Yeah, right, we could land on a reptilian spaceship. But not everybody knows what's going on because their brains are rotten from Diet Coke. Aspartame and Diet Coke, approved by the FDA. FDA, fucking dumb asses. Donkeys. Jesus rode into town on a donkey, and then the bankers definitely killed him. Anyway, nobody wants to be conspiracy guy.